Order. Before we start tonight, I would like to thank council for staying late on September 2nd and getting that labor matter resolved. I know it was a long meeting, but I appreciate the extra effort everyone put into it. It's see it through. Labor relations is on the agenda tonight, but I want the public to know the matter has been resolved. Okay. Adoption of agenda.
Recommendation that council adopt the agenda as presented.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor? Adoption of minutes.
3.1 recommendation that council adopt the minutes from the regular council meeting held on September the 2nd, 2020.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Discussion? Introducing late items, it will be the Tumbler Ridge flyer there. And that will be moved down to 9.9 in correspondence. Public hearing, none. Delegation, 6.1 recommendation.
Recommendation that council take the delegation from Rob Brown.
Second. Come on up, Rob. Do you want to talk to us?
Yeah, I mean, I can just give a more or less verbal presentation of the handout there. Yeah, I mean, as far as it stands right today, I'll get into, dealing with COVID in a minute, but, there's about 50 odd minutes of the 85 shot. The 35 that's left to go is some of the stuff that's been impacted by COVID. That's the only real thing that we're solving is, stuff that we're gonna do pre-distancing and all of that, kind of rewriting stuff to shoot at a distance or reshoot so we don't have as many people. As far as the only real issue as far as the tourism business is the tourism related businesses is the lack of events to showcase within this because there's no events going on, period. Beyond that, yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a lot of posts and surrounding posts in the, it's all shot in the area with all local residents or surrounding area people, and we've got, other than one shot in front of the art gallery there, everything's here in the village, or like we say, south of the village in the, what I'll call the short, low-case district of Pouce Coupe, and then a little bit in Swan Lake. That's about it as far as, I guess, an update verbally, but if you wanted to have questions or anything, but more than
Can you bring the
anything.
trailer for them to watch?
Yeah, that's loaded up. I just figured we'd do that at the end, but that's on your business there.
You guys want to watch it now, or? Sure. Okay.
And then just one note about the trailer or any footage you'll see until it's almost like opening night kind of thing, just because it's so big and as far as memory, to transfer some of this stuff, sometimes it's a case of running it and then holding our phone up so we can get a small version of it. So anything you see that might be shaky or low res is purely because of that. It's not because of the lack of quality. But yeah, there you go. And just to let you know the context of this, when everyone started going to shutdown and I found myself with lots of time in my hands in front of a computer all day with nothing else on the go, I just took some of the footage I had and cut together 90 seconds or whatever it is, and that's what this is. So yeah, that's all very crisp and clear if it wasn't for...
Gather up these bears and kill them. I'm only in this for the people of our community. For the valley. Oh, welcome to Dr. Bear. Don't you worry. Festival still carrying on. Come on over. The festival still going on. Get them. Oh, call national. It's hullabaloo. I want a picture of everybody up in front here. This child killing bear. We gotta make sure we got something on the wire tonight. Come on, freedom! We can breathe again. I'm gonna put my hat on. I'm trying to embarrass it. What? Oh, jeez. We're all gonna have our song. End of story.
Any questions?
So that's it in a nutshell.
Barb?
I did have a little concern with the language and that in the script that we see.
Totally. I mean, I think that was something we brought up, or when I was in here in January, just for an update, and I think Ken brought up anything. Totally, anything you guys have concern-wise like that, it's not in there anymore, right? I mean, it's in the script, obviously you can read it, but whether it makes that is completely up to you guys. I know we were talking about LGBTQ last time, and anything like that is, yeah, completely up to you guys as far as language and content. I realize it should be general. I mean, I'm shooting it with the idea that my 7-year-old would watch it, so.
Okay.
I'm not gonna have anything there.
Tourism,
Yeah.
stress. Now, are you getting any contributions from other places that are going to be included in this movie?
Well, everything is Proust-based, as per the direction last year before the funding, like, so the museum, the Legion, here, well, there's a whole list of,
School.
the school, the library, Rolla Pub there, inside and out, Proust Park, a lot in Proust Park, and then Swan Lake. The only thing that's been cut off the list was the bridge, just because of the incident last year. But no, like I say, everything's been shot in the village here. As far as tourism, I mean, if you wanted me to go out and about beyond, say the greater Proust area, that's certainly something I can do. It's just like,
No.
I didn't want to, show too much of, you know, I figured I'd have one shot of mile 0 because we're so close, but otherwise, yeah, certainly all Proust Coopy
Okay.
and village thereof, and the area D. Yeah.
Anybody else?
So once this is completed, where does it go?
Well, I mean, again, pre-COVID, the whole plan was the idea like, okay, let's say it was finished tomorrow. We'd have an opening night somewhere. Well, let's pick the Legion here because it's, you know, Proust, and then just, you know, not every night successively, but, you know, every you know, weekend or long weekend, show it with the idea that, okay, people are coming out and, you know, having dinner and a movie for $40 or $50, and there you go, watching it. And it would just, the idea would be moving around the community halls in, well, just in the south piece, then the north piece, and then wherever you'd like to take it, because, you know, then it could be sitting in, you know, as a copy in the museum or at the tourism booths for retail.
Any other questions?
No.
Oh, thank you, Rob.
Certainly, and then, yeah, just back on the one thing as far as the ROI and the budget, the idea would be, you know, I'm not making up the numbers as far as what people would pay now in the COVID world, but if the dinner and the movie was, you know, $85 and you had 100 people paying for it on one night, that would take care of your year's contribution.
The only concern I have is in the book here, you got shit, Geister in it.
Bad words?
Yeah.
Sure, yeah, I have no doubt, right? Like, you know, like I said, I think the actual script was written 4.5 years ago now, right? The stuff we're shooting is, you know,
So that-
completely arbitrary to that. I mean, we written things because actors didn't show up, right?
Mine?
You have a kid's book of the movie.
Yeah, that's what Lorraine's holding there. Yeah.
That's for children?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I only have one copy. You can pass it on.
And yeah, same thing, right? I mean, the language in there is all not arbitrary, but it's just a guide as far as where it was going, and, you know, so it relates to the general pictures on each page. And then, yeah, again, post-COVID, all that kind of business, the idea would be the trailer and the book would kind of go out as starting whetting the appetite, and then away we go.
And then we also talked about the garbage can.
Yeah, and then for an example, yeah, like, I mean, and some of the stuff is, I didn't realize it was this easy other than setting the computer up and letting it do it. like the kid there at the beginning throws the garbage out, not in a recycling bin. So we had a viewer point that out, so we're just gonna turn the bin blue. There we go, right?
Because it's a garbage can?
Yeah, you can't tell what she's throwing out, but it sure looks like a piece of paper, so we'll just make the bin blue and then it looks like she's recycling, positive. Again, because it's tourism video.
No more questions? Thank
And then, yeah, just as far as moving forward this year, the idea is to shoot, barring actors not showing up, but as long as Mother Nature still lets us pretend it's kind of summery. And then we'll see where we finish before Mother Nature shuts us down.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Next month.
Thank you. Yeah.
And you finished business arising from the minutes. New business, 8.1.
That council received a letter from the PRRD for discussion.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Discussion.
Chris, you want to talk about this letter for PRRD?
Christopher?
Okay, sorry, where are we at?
The PRD one over the tax sub-regional.
Oh, yeah, nothing really to really report on that, your worship, but the PRD is advising us, it was just for an FYI, right? So,
Well, it's not actually just a FYI. We were at the board meeting and they wanted to vote on it and I said, I can't, I have to bring it back to my council to be able to vote on this. So if you guys will allow me to vote on this, that's fine. If you guys don't allow me to vote on it, then that's fine. Just remember, we work with them.
How much money is the vote if you go forward?
If we go forward, they haven't got that figured out. This is just to change the bylaw.
And are we going to be consulted on the changes?
Yes. To call a vote, all in favor? So you'll let Sean know tomorrow, Chris? Unfinished business, 8.2 recommendation.
No, that council decided they would like the village to provide the horseshoes at the horseshoe match.
Can I have a seconder?
Second.
Discussion?
Where would we put them? They didn't have to work with
we're fairly sure they're gonna disappear in an accelerated rate if we provide them, but one of the lead operators who helped build it, or our staff members, said that in the past, they thought people brought their own.
Yeah.
Can we sell them up to here? Can we buy some and just sell them at the counter?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, just in case somebody needs something they don't.
I don't know, if council wants to do that, it's a little bit more of an issue for us to set up the accounting system to sell something. It might even be easier that we just have a set that we could loan out. Similar to the keys for the compost area, that, you know, want to borrow
This
this.
might have to be more than one set though.
Yeah, we could. So they're not expensive, I mean, we're talking.
20 pairs for $130,
Yeah.
that's 10 sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be more than enough. So if you guys are okay with us buying them, we'll set up a little sign-up sheet.
I make the motion.
I'll second.
All in
Thank
favor?
you. Since I wanted the motion. They look good.
8.3 recommendation?
The council received this report on the cemetery grave markers for discussion.
Second. Discussion? Martin?
The plastic would probably, probably break the first winter. They become very brittle. The slate, there's no width that's
No
available on there. They just say it's 20 by 30. I'm assuming it's pretty thin, and I would be,
Yeah, 30 by 20 is only going to equal like this big.
it doesn't matter
I
the
know.
size, but it's,
It's
Somebody steps on it.
Yeah, step on it or you hit it with a lawnmower and moving them while you're trying to straighten up rows or whatever, it just seems like it would be a little bit flimsy to me. The third idea, although expensive, I think would last for an extended period of time.
Chris?
Yeah, thank you, Worship. There was another option that sort of came to light after we went to the agenda print. There's two really, one that Sandy and I discussed and then one that came up today in the staff meeting. We're approaching this like we need to mark each individual grave on the ground, the ones that are unmarked. The idea has been thrown around that we have a single plaque that we maybe put somewhere at the entrance to the cemetery which lists the individuals and then their gravesite space rather than going and marking each individual grave itself. So maybe another way to go about it, because we realized we had the same discussion you guys are having right now. The plastic's not so good, slate, maybe. So that kind of by default pushes us into the more expensive option. The staff's been working to audit the list that was provided. It's actually been whittled down, but there's still about 25 names on there. So if we're talking a unit that's several $100s, we're looking at a few bucks to put this initiative together. It's not going to be the $500 that we budgeted for it. So,
Do we know how much we have in the cemetery keep account?
Well, we just did a $3,000 raise on the budget.
Well, that was for the cemetery maintenance in general, Your Worship. I believe Councillor Smith's referring to the cemetery reserve account. So
I thought that was the same.
No.
We had to raise it because there was 1,500 in it.
No, two different things. So we have a statutory cemetery reserve fund that's got some dollars in it, and the amount that we increased at the last meeting was just the annual recurring maintenance budget. So two slightly different things. I can get that for you, but I gotta go dig in the financial statements.
Okay.
It might take me a few minutes.
Didn't want to leave us in the dark.
Let's see what I'm writing.
I thought it was 1,500. So Sandy, do you know how much that other thing would cost for just the name, please?
No, we didn't. We just saw a picture of it when we looked at it and thought, that might be.
Okay, so can we table this?
Sure.
Till next council meeting?
Yeah.
Oh, I can have that number for you guys at the next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay,
Can I
we'll bring
second
up on
that?
those other ones.
All in favor? Anybody seeing any correspondence? I'd like to thank Blair. I'd like to thank fire officer. Yep. See anything? Anybody? The 9.91. Did everybody get a copy of it? I wanted to do a seniors survey, and Tumler Ridge is going under UNVC. So I'm thinking maybe we should try this.
I think that's a very good idea.
Can I have a second round now? I'll second it. All in favor?
Your Worship, just for clarification, the directions for us to reach out to
CDI at
and-
UBCN or UBCA.ca.
Yeah, and
Or
ask
the
them
telephone
to
number?
put together something similar for us.
For who's?
Okay, very good.
Anything else? Bylaws. 1.1 recommendation.
And council received a draft copy of the in-keeping bylaw for discussion.
Second. Discussion.
I do have a question. We were talking 4 chickens and now on here it says 5.
What?
Where? Keep no more than 4 hens per parcel of land.
Where does, okay,
6B.
Yeah, page 55.
it says 5, doesn't it?
No, mine says 6. Keep no more than 4 hens per parcel of land.
Page 55, sorry.
Okay, because I see.
Was it in the no you can't have sign?
License fee. Oh, section 5, okay, my apologies.
Chris?
Thanks, Your Worship. We've got another area that was highlighted here, and this was sort of in the staff review of the last draft. So page 56 of the agenda, and we're just wondering what the sort of meaning of this is. So, and maybe this is just me talking, but ensure that all hens are kept within a secure and locked coop from dusk till dawn, or from 10 p.m. where dusk falls later than 10 until 6 occurs earlier than that. So that suggests that the chickens are allowed out of the coop, but on the owner's property. Is that something you guys are okay with?
I don't care if it's on their own property. And I ain't gonna be chasing no chicken down the street.
Well, somebody is.
Yeah, it'll be a flop. Marty? You got your hand up?
Coop
Isn't the coop different?
is solid walls on all sides and the concrete floor, so I mean, they're in their coop locked up, nice and safe from all kinds of problems that may occur in the night, right?
So what it's saying is, yeah, overnight they're in the coop, but during the day they're sort of allowed to
In the
be
run.
free range in the yard.
run.
But they have to have a
They have to
run.
have a run with it though.
Okay, so I wonder if we should clarify that line in a little bit, because even I was like, oh, this means I can just let them loose in my yard during the day, and I gotta cage them up at night. And
It says, yeah, it says here in 6E, a backyard hen enclosure must only use a pen and a coop as regulated by this bylaw.
So they can't run freely in their yard?
No.
No.
so then why would, if they're supposed to be in the pen or the coop at all times, why would we make reference that they have to be in the coop
I think that-
between these hours? That was a confusing part.
They usually go inside, don't they, Ken, when it gets dark out? Yeah. That's what I
They
thought.
don't want predators. Or cheating on them.
Yes, please tell us about chickens.
Chris, you'll take this out, this part?
It's up to you guys if it's something you want us to take out.
Yeah.
I just found it a little bit confusing to myself, but, you know.
Can I have a seconder on that?
Second?
Okay, and then you'll just bring it back to us the next council meeting, can't that, Chris, or?
Yeah, thanks, Richard. So theoretically, this is the second draft that's gone in front of council. I think if, we take this out, we've had a couple of opportunities to review it. I think I'm comfortable starting to bring back the first, second, and third drafts for October, if you guys are okay.
Yeah.
Yep, okay, sold.
Can I just ask one question? Did anyone look at the permit? Are they okay with the permit that I
Yeah.
drafted up? It references the 2 bylaws and.
Yep.
Oh,
As
and
long as
I'll-
your yards are clean, I don't care. Okay, minister reports, CAO report?
Nothing to report other, well, I shouldn't say that. The items on the report itself, but also happy to report I took a look at the progress on the museum projects overall. The caboose is done. However, the contractor's actually come to us and said there's a little area of paint that he's not quite happy with, so he's gonna touch that up before we issue final payment. He also mentioned that in his original quote, he hadn't included amounts for all of the window frames, which as they were taking the wood off, they found to be rotten. He replaced it at no extra charge, so I thanked him for that. I think they've done a really nice job. It looks really good. The concrete's all been poured for the sidewalks over there. Also looks really, really good, and those contractors are making a lot of headway here. So I spoke to the engineer yesterday. We actually don't have any concerns that they're going to complete the project on time here next.
We're done. So the action items, like I said, can you put that bridge over top? Because those grants for that, for the walkway,
Okay.
over the crosswalk? There's grants for it. And we can do the research on that, see what we're allowed and what we're not allowed, and
Which walkway, the one down by the school or the one on the highway?
both crosswalks. I think if we can get both in the grant.
We really have to worry about the one on the highway, how high it have to be.
Well,
Yeah.
he's got to look at the specs of
Okay.
the government, right?
to see, and we gotta have something for the kids to, because it's just not getting safe, like it's, I don't know.
And yeah, I mean, we're the main highway, so if anything, I think Councillor White's right, there might be, safety aspect makes sense, but because of the highway corridor, or whatever the ministry tells us is the height specs. And then if that's the case and the ministry says, well, it's gotta be, 15 meters in the air, well, then we're making kids climb 7 flights of stairs going across this bridge to go 7 flights of stairs back down.
And if they have their bicycles.
And it's like,
and
but we need something, we need signage, we need something, so if we can get some grants,
If I could get even a freaking light there.
those big lights, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Stop, there's stop.
And to that end, Your Worship, you guys have had multiple conversations with the ministry about upping the safety game on those crosswalks,
And they're
so
not, so,
That goes way back when.
Like,
maybe there's also a new, I forget her title, I'm gonna call her a new Katie.
Katie's back.
A new director of, for our region here, so it might be worthwhile for you guys to maybe meet with her. She'd know right off the top of her head if and when we could put sort of an elevated crosswalk over there right off the bat. And if that's a no, then that'd be a great opportunity to say, well, we've been asking for years for better lights, signage. I escalated by email to the ministry, she's early on in the spring, that we had no paint left on the one over here. I don't believe it's done. So, yeah.
So can you set up a meeting with you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I have a second on that?
What's that?
Any other, you guys? Any other concerns on the crosswalk? We need something there, lights, whatever. You guys see anything on action items? Morning?
I just wanted to go back to Chris's report. And there's a temporary public works labor position. And I was wondering why they were kept on.
Well, without saying anything that would
That's something.
constitute some privacy, we have
Oh,
one
okay.
of our public works folks is off on leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any action items? Trade marker videos. Oh, the tourism sign? Chris has been completed, but we need to find a different, one of the pathways, we need to find a different location as to where one goes.
So yeah, Mrs. Stokes has the one for the church.
Senior
Senior
is
center,
being
sorry,
redone right
yeah.
now.
So that's in progress, but interesting conversation took place this morning, and definitely for the museum liaison. Staff kind of brought it to our attention as we were talking about that project, that some of the areas right now on the historical walk might not be areas we want to direct members of the visiting public to go see. So it's our understanding that historical walk is a museum initiative, so it might be worthwhile talking to the museum and just reevaluating those locations and seeing if there's still areas we want to be directing tourists to go visit.
So we'll do that, Lenny?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything on the capital special projects? So the senior survey is internal, Tumblr Ridge will be doing that, or the CDI. Right? Wow, it's coming right up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about the contractor package, Chris? I don't seem to see this on there.
So we've been gathering names for that project, and mostly it's the folks that have been providing bids and quotes to us here so far for this year. We talked about that and a couple of the other sort of intangible paperwork projects that are still outstanding. So once I get back from holidays here, we're going to start kicking those off. you
And
know,
we're gonna make
October
sure
as a-
all the
as a
utilities are added into their, internet, telephone.
No, my understanding of that project, your worship, was that we create a list internally where we can directly go to contractors for small projects that make it easy for us not to gather a list of internet providers and stuff.
No, if they develop something, like if they develop land, they actually have to have the lines in the ground.
Oh,
for the
sorry,
internet.
okay, yeah, different projects, so that will be the development procedures manual. Yeah, and
I
that,
just wanted to make sure that that was,
yeah, I've never actually seen one of those personally, so that'll be a little bit of a learning experience for me too, as we work through that, but, yeah, we'll see what happens.
okay. Counselor White.
Oh, I have to report that the library's gone back to winter hours from 2 to 7
2 to 7?
p.m. And 9 to 2 on Saturday.
Not right at the moment because they have all of the plastic around the desk there.
But so far, she hasn't made it mandatory.
Anything else?
Yeah.
Counselor Smith?
Yes, and conference call on Friday with NDIT. On the 17th, they are going to announce new grants coming out. Also, Boltree House, we're trying to raise some money for a bottle drive because our funds have sort of dried up. We have a lady that has a bunch of bottles that are years worth. It's like 6 or 7 truckloads.
Oh my God.
And I don't have a truck, so I would like to ask council if I could use one of Public Works and use it, it'll probably be on a Saturday, and help assist taking these bottles to the recycle depot for the Boltree House. I don't know how you feel about that.
Chris, what, the Dodge is useless.
So,
It would need a single cab pickup?
probably, I would think the F-250 might be the best for that, long box, single cab, it'll carry the most stuff in it, so.
She doesn't have to have a driver's abstract to drive it?
Well, we let the summer students
Okay.
drive the village equipment, so.
Yeah, we have an abstract.
Yeah.
And they're also employees.
Yeah, well, we always have to even that call.
It's kind of why it's coming to council to make sure you guys are okay with it, it's not. I've had staff request, use of things. It's the first time I'd ever really had a counselor, so can I use this for a community purpose, so.
I have no problem with it.
I don't think there's, the union manual speaks to union staff are supposed to use village equipment, but the interpretation of that is that the equipment can't be used to take work from someone. So because this is an after-hours initiative, it's really got nothing to do with Public Works. I can't see it being an issue from the union's standpoint, so. And at the end of the day, it's your guys' asset, right? Council controls the asset, so if you guys are okay with it.
I make motion.
Okay.
Second.
Any discussion? No? Okay, then. If you're more than welcome to use the blue trailer, and the cargo straps are in the shop, if you want to throw that with it. Put them all, throw all the bags in there too. She's got a whole years of stuff.
Yeah, but I'm not familiar with it. So I think I'll just, I'm maybe nervous and not driving the village truck.
When do you want it, Barb? We'll make sure
I
it's-
don't know yet, I have a meeting tomorrow.
Okay, if you could give us a couple of days.
Yes,
because
I-
the interior, I mean, it's
Oh.
supposed to do water and sewer that use that.
I know, but that's okay.
Enough for it.
She might have bags of bottles in there anyway.
We could take out this truck and the blue trailer and I will drive, if you want to do that.
Do you want to assist us? Because we're really scrambling. Okay.
If it's on if you do it on a Saturday, then I'm
It's a
off.
Saturday.
Then I
It's
can
gonna be a
help you.
Saturday. Also, I would like to answer Councillor McKetty on her remarks of the last council meeting. I felt that was not showing leadership. We had instead different circumstances in our conversations. And if it takes us 10 meetings or 20 meetings, so be it. We're trying to do due diligence. And I felt intimidated and bullied. You were not present in the discussion, so you don't know what was being discussed, or I hope you weren't. So therefore, it was kind of, I thought you were speaking out of turn.
Okay, so I say that the worker is being led on by 10 meetings. Isn't right. It should have been off the top. You guys ran it out for 10 meetings. You should have called the lawyer the first meeting, got their information, and it would have been settled.
Well, you're right there.
Well, Molly?
I have nothing to report, but I would like to state something as well. Because on September 2nd, when I attended that regular council meeting, you reported, as the mayor, implying that council was recklessly wasting tax dollars. And I, as a taxpayer and a councillor, found that very offensive. I know that, in my opinion, the money spent is from direction given to council to seek legal advice and from employees' time supplying pertinent written information. As for council's dedicated time to come to a conclusion, a thorough and thoughtful investigation of a matter before committing is an attribute which I am honored to be a part of. Thank you.
First of all, staff time was 80 hours. You guys couldn't do your own homework?
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much time it takes. And you said we were recklessly spending taxpayers' money. You also said that we were stringing along.
That was stringing along. 10
We were stringing people along, and it was ridiculous. You know what?
10 meetings?
That implies that you lost faith in what we were doing.
10 meetings.
So you did lose faith in us.
Pretty much, yeah. 10 meetings, that's stringing them along.
Well, your leadership would have been nice to provide. Do you want to tell people why you weren't there for leadership?
I'm sure everybody knows that. I'm pretty sure they gathered why I wasn't in the meeting. It wouldn't be a hard concept to figure out. Ken, do you have something to say?
Oh, well, let's see. Hand washing facilities is in the schools, in the mobile classrooms.
They installed them?
Yeah, temporary hand washing facilities.
So where are they getting the water from? Like they dug a hole and hooked into the village water?
And filled up with a hose, and that gives the children an opportunity to come in and wash their hands.
Good.
So, yeah. The schools had some challenges with COVID, you know, different ages and grades, because you didn't necessarily get all the students you were expecting for a particular grade, and whether that's because they're being homeschooled or whatever. And so the principal there is doing a bang-up job in providing leadership for the school. She did mention to me today that they did have a loaded gravel truck drive through the school bus zone, and there were children around. So Chris is aware of that, and we want to make sure that that doesn't happen. In fact, if we had a preferred route for any future loads of gravel or other materials going there, they could take the back way to that dumping location next to the school.
So there's no signage that says no heavy truck traffic
There used to be.
on that road? Because I watched a big truck go down to the hotel, and I was going to bring that up to council, that we need to put some more signs up there due to the fact because it's school. They can use the road by whose school? Right? Use that, what's that, bypass road or whatever, to come in, to go down to that hotel? Well, they're coming down by the school with the grocery truck, going down by the school, going straight down by Barb's house and down to the old hospital. And instead of going by the school, they can go by,
The industrial,
what is that road called?
52nd Street.
52nd Street. Can we put some signs up there for no over 1 ton use on there?
In front of the
In
school.
front of the school?
Yeah.
Absolutely, if you guys want us to do that, motion to
And
to go ahead and.
then
do
that
that.
truck driver can't do that either.
So, before we do that then, let's put this on the screen and we're just gonna take a look at Google Maps here. And did you just do that? Elementary school. Yeah.
So, you know, it comes through the industrial park. That road is through the industrial park.
So you're suggesting everything comes down here and
Or go down the Trombley Trail,
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
they turn down the Trombley Trail and then onto
down the industrial park.
Second Avenue, because we don't need big trucks going by the school. We had fights and fights and fights with,
CRS.
CRS and,
yeah, that would
He's got
be
Easement.
tough for them, I can see that for sure. Yeah, so we can easily put, no heavy trucks here and one here for traffic. going
as long as it's just in front of the school, right? The school and the, what do you call that, the rink,
Right, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The
So maybe,
playground.
maybe 3 signs then, folks? So one here for traffic going this way, one here for traffic that turns on there, and then we'll put one somewhere here that says no heavy trucks. Either way, and then that covers it up.
Is everybody good with that? Or do you need more or less, or?
It,
See how that works.
we'll have to be patient a little bit, folks, because I know that kind of stuff too, especially if we put it on here. Somebody who's turning off the highway and is already committed crossing
Yeah,
traffic,
it's not gonna
and they
see
see
it.
the sign as they're crossing the lane, isn't gonna stop back up in the highway and.
So
and keep
can
going.
we, the food trucks, can we send letters out to the food trucks to advise them that we have changed that road for big trucks?
Well, we can change it, send it out to the,
Could we not-
East Energy Lodge.
Could we not put a truck
Good form.
at the front, at the start there that says heavy trucks this way?
So,
But they, yeah,
Up on Trombley Trail.
no, we're talking the highway corridor, guys. If we
We
put a
can't put
sign
that-
up here that says heavy trucks this way,
Everybody's
everybody
gonna go
coming
that
down
way.
here is gonna think they gotta go there.
Everybody's gonna go
The
there.
signage has to be here and well enough in that nobody on this highway corridor can see this and misinterpret that they can't.
Why can't we reach out to,
It's the Sophie's or something that truck was.
okay, but reach out to the people that have the food delivered?
Yeah.
But come
East
the
Energy
business.
Lodge.
We can't, as staff, we can't try and guess who's buying food.
Then just
from-
reach out to them and say,
Yeah.
we've changed the truck route.
Yeah.
They're not to drive by the school. Please pass this on.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to do it.
Yeah.
Everybody
In the
agree with
interest of the safety of our children.
Pardon?
Second.
Have a second on that?
I'll
Do you know what to
second.
say, Sandy? And,
So 3 signs, and we'll try and reach out to folks that we think might have suppliers coming down the road and get out ahead of it a little bit.
Well, it's the camp that has the
Yeah,
food,
the-
I mean, that's
the-
a good one, right?
Yeah.
It's, I mean, no, Peace Haven's burnt down, so that would be the only place it would be going.
For now.
Yeah, for now.
So I think part of the issue with the industrial section too is anybody coming from the south, this is the quickest way into,
Yeah, well, no,
into that industrial.
kids are more important.
Yeah, but if we have something here, enough in, then, yeah.
Even on a sign that says, no big trucks, turn. You gotta figure out what you want.
Okay.
Go ahead, Ken, please.
Courtesy
Matters had posted minutes of July's meeting and talked about some of the challenges that are facing Dawson Creek and preschool feeding in the COVID world.
Who is the new liaison for Ovinda?
That name is right there. And I read it today.
Well, when you remember it, you can text it to me.
Oh my God, that might be.
Don't text me at 3 in the morning.
That's when it's gonna come to them.
I understand we have a local gentleman who's going to be becoming involved as well.
Good.
And so that's good. I'd like to give a plug to local businesses, and we're getting them slowly. I did forget to bring in the tablecloth. You're gonna have to write a note to self. Just getting old, not remembering stuff. Yeah. But I think the Redwood, proprietors of the Redwood have been doing a wonderful job in this community and providing services for this community. I mean, they have it all. You
Strip
have
mall.
They got this too.
what's that?
Strip mall.
It's a strip mall. You go in, you can get your hamburgers or delicious lunches and dinners, breakfast even. Then you can get your car washed right next door. And then if you're thirsty, you can go to the liquor store and pick up your beverage there. Or beverage for a friend.
What other beverage did you say?
I know, and here it comes. And then you can go to the store next over there.
The weeds.
For your
store, you
medicinal
mean?
stuff.
Yeah, that store.
Recreational.
For
Medicinal.
recreational, medicinal, and I can't, well, it's there. Everything that you would want in a big city is right here.
Except clothing.
So, a shout out to Tim and Michelle, the Redwood. They're doing a bang up job. Really appreciate their contributions to the community. I do also want to say something about last meeting. And I want to stress that never in my life have I ever spoken a word that I wished that I had not said. Does anyone believe that? Yeah. So, and I wish there would be a rewind button. And so I can understand, you know, especially in the heat of the moment and things being said that aren't necessarily what would be said. However, despite the way that it was portrayed, and despite the loss of faith in council, council prevails, and we're one council, and I think one of the matters really held some truth in it. And that was with regards to the expense that was incurred. And that dollar amount was higher than I was aware of, because there had been some emails with regards to dollars. And so I would like a full accountability. We're not hiding anything. I think if we made it public what the expense incurred was, by whom, and for what, and have that available at the next council meeting to be reviewed publicly, because I'm certainly not here to waste council's money or time. And if I'm not effective as a counselor, then by all means, someone else can sit in the seat. So,
Do you want to put that on the motion?
yes, I will.
And the seconder?
That
I'll
we have
second
any
it.
reports.
All in favor? Okay. And you're done?
I'm-
Okay. So I took 8 copies up to the seniors, or the Trumbull House, because supposedly they didn't get their letter. So I took 8 copies up. Nobody's seen it. I had a conversation with the president. She didn't see it. So the mail gets picked up and then the mail gets given to the bookkeeper. All letters get opened up by the bookkeeper. So they're gonna hold a meeting and they are going to invite council to discuss, to build on, or what do we wanna do, because there's tons of grants out there for senior homes. So then I had a PRD meeting with UBCM over solid waste. And then I had a meeting with Sucre over CRA grants for seniors. And then I had a conversation with Jeff Leckstrom on moving the bus. And that's all I have to say. Can I have somebody move into anything?
I have a question. Sucre and seniors, did you not reach out to her senior association?
I gave her, Sam Barber's phone, name. Sam Barber? Is it Sam Barber? He's the head of it. He's regional district. He's looking after it for the regional district. It's one of the, Sam Barber, he was the president of school board.
One of the workers.
You know who I'm talking about, Barber?
That's the guy
What's his
we
name,
named the
Sam?
kitchen after.
Yeah. I know who Sam Barber is, but you
He's
said,
running out, he's looking after the programs for regional district.
For seniors.
For
for
the seniors.
seniors.
Yes.
I know, but why Sucre? Does she have?
Susan contacted me because I posted a CRA grant for seniors on the website as well.
Okay.
And she contacted me. So then that we had a meeting. And can I have somebody do one thing?
Motion to go in camera.
Can I read this?
No.
We gotta read the board.
14.1 recommendation that the council move into an in-camera as per section 91 CK of the community charter. C is labor relations of other employee relations. C, labor relations of other employee relations. K is negotiations and related discussions respecting the proposed provisions of municipality services that are at their preliminary stages, and that in the view of the council could responsibly be expected to harm the interest of the municipality if they were to be held in public. I need a drink of water.
Second.
Second.